What up traders, what up investors, Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in for another fantastic video. Today we're going to be looking at Tesla. I know I talk about Tesla quite a bit. Big Tesla bull here again with my little figurine here. Boop, 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 a little Tesla bull. Been squeezing that this morning. We have, of course, Tesla up nearly 20 bucks today, and really a lot of enormous amount of bull action going forth here with a lot of call buying in 2022 with, again, very longer dated call leaps we're seeing kind of come through today with a lot of aggressive buying. Of course, the stock is up pretty much close, and everyone's going to say, can Tesla hit 700 by the end of the year? I say, sure, why not? That being said, let's go ahead and kind of look at this document here that I kind of pulled from some very, very aggressive call buying with leaps that came in through Tesla today. That was very aggressive over literally a matter of a couple minutes. So switching to this main screen here, you can kind of see here, I kind of highlighted the separate calls or the monthly expiration here, and then the strike prices, and then the quantity of all those strike prices, and then the price. The big number we're looking at is basically the $26.5 million of Tesla bulls that were bought today. Again, we don't know if these calls are for protection or hedging a potential position. We just know that there was enormous amount of call buying in and around a very short period of time. So really breaking that down, buying everything from, this is again 2022, not 2021, with again everything from 1,000 calls all the way going to the 1,300 call all the way for January 2022 again. So that it's a substantially, we're talking well over a year, especially in the September calls, all the way out. You're saying, Ken, I don't believe that documentation, blah, blah, blah. You can see here via the Thinkorswim client here that you see the September 22nd, $1,000 call, 496 call. This is again within the options tab under the time and sales. So again, the time and sales is very important. Like this aggressive action happened between 12:58 and it went all the way to nearly 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that's a pretty substantial amount of bullish bias. Is like literally someone had their little black book here and just said, what do I feel like buying today? Let's just buy a $26.5 million worth of Tesla today, and a very aggressive notion. Really, again, I really like to highlight these longer dated leaps because this is not just a buying this weekly's expiration or even the next 2 or 3 weeks. This is substantially some amount of research potentially going behind this and people really putting a flag in the ground and stating like, hey, I think Tesla's going to go higher and I'm buying these calls to really put my money where my mouth is. Again, that being said, with this particular fund or a trader, we don't know the full intentions of, again, this is a hedge or not, but this is definitely a pretty aggressive movement that I'm seeing again, with, again, the quantity that we're seeing as a 496 to 470. It's not like coming off like they're like this particular order right here. This is a February of 2021, so next year, the 650 call and then the 730 call. That could just be 2 individual calls, or that could be a call spread. That could be different variants. It doesn't give us the full intention of what that is happening here. Is this a position on a short, or they're selling premium? This doesn't give you the full notion of that. This is kind of entails like, hey, there is a lot of call buying here, which normally ensues more of a run up. Again, Tesla, as we've seen before, has had pretty rocky last couple weeks, but that trend is still continuously printing higher here. This has been a fantastic looking chart here, really holding here, potentially kind of making like a cup and handle here and potentially trying to print higher. So with this being said, like, is it too late to get in? Depending on what your time horizon is. If you're just trying to play Tesla to 700, I think that could easily potentially be met. Will it happen by the end of the year? I don't know. But we can look at for the options market. Let's close this out. So to the end of the year, of course, we have 1 day left of trading, which is tomorrow. Basically on Thursday, we have a $16 move plus or minus within Tesla. So we're around 686. So we are within the expected move. So the way I like to demonstrate that is honestly using Tastyworks here. They do a fantastic job. Again, if you're interested on trading options or trading any kind of stocks, again, stocks are completely free on Tastyworks, and options have a slightly premium a cost to them if you open the trade. I have a link down below if you're interested. It's an affiliate link to check it out if you're interested. They're running a great promotion. I believe it's 100 free shares or 10 free call options once you sign up for an account of $2,000 plus. Anyways, with that being said, within Tastyworks, again, I love their platform. This is what I use for trading. That they make a really cool orange bar on that call option. So they're basically saying this is what the expected move is. The expected move, I found out that is a little bit smaller than the Tastyworks particular price move it could be, because again, they're saying around $11 to $12 range. And I've reached out to support and actually talked to them. They're saying that their formula they use is a slightly different than the Thinkorswim. So if you don't understand as well that the people who created Tastyworks are the folks who sold Thinkorswim to TD Ameritrade. So they kind of created this platform really just for options traders and equity traders. So their formula, they're saying, is a little bit more accurate than it was back in Thinkorswim. That being said, I kind of just take the two and get the average between the two. Again, we talked about $16 to $12 here. So let's just call it around $13 potentially, or $13.50 to see where the move is. That still would put it in the plane of nearly $700, light on the cusp here. Because as of right now, that call option for $700 expiring tomorrow is around $2.68. That expected move is only 20% of potentially being in the money here. Again, the theta decay is really high at $121 because again, there's only 2 days left. So not really going to be talking too much about the short-term stuff of everything, but this is something within my trading account I potentially could, you can see that I'm currently selling some premium on here because of this nice little run up here. Now we're even printing even higher here for Tesla. Looking here again, really just try to see that break that 700 limit. I don't know why I don't have a fib here, but this trend again, is Tesla topping? Is this a topping kind of pattern? Sure, whatever. But the amount of influx that we're seeing here being up 3% today, towards the end of the year, I don't think anyone really thinks that EV cars are going to be going away. I believe that Tesla is the leader within the EV market, and really just the renewable energy market as well, against with their solar battery packs and all that kind of stuff. I think they're wonderfully positioned. Is it overpriced? Sure, but I think a lot of things in the market are somewhat overpriced here. But again, with this being said, the year of 2020 has been a crazy year for Tesla. Again, this stock was $70. Now it's nearly $700. Okay, so that's pretty insane. The 10x move, nearly 1,000% within a year here, with a really strong recovery coming through here. And the trend still looks like it wants to continue going higher. Looking at here on a little bit larger time frame on a weekly chart, it still looks like a beauty here. Again, looking a little bit more, I wouldn't say toppy. I don't like to use that word because again, I don't think anyone owns a crystal ball or anything has the right to call a top or a bottom because the floors and rules are meant to be broken. With that being said, could we get maybe some consolidation or correction? Sure. Where would we be looking for an initial correction? Very strong support if Tesla decides to hit 700 or 710 or 750. We're going to be really looking for initial support around the 5 EMA on the weekly chart, which again, we've seen quite a few activity going through here since its news of being added into the S&P 500. Further due, if we look here back to the daily chart, that kind of lines up where the 21 EMA currently lies. Also on the daily chart, we're seeing the RSI and the volume zone oscillator starting to peak up even more. So this is just the early stages, potentially again to potentially break above that $700 limit in the short term. In the long term, I think it could pull back like anything can pull back. Initially looking around 650 and then potentially even down to 628. I know those are very wide doors and wide ranges of support because Tesla's a very aggressive mover. Again, Tesla has been known to really have these huge rocket up moves and then just trade sideways, and then another rocket move higher and then trade sideways. So it could be completely in the deck of cards to kind of have Tesla trade sideways here between the 21 and the 34 EMA. So and maybe bouncing around that level once we kind of see these longer dated moving averages start kind of catching up with the candles here. So with that being said, food for thought. Tesla, what a fantastic year. If you're in it, round of applause as well for you. This has been a wonderful year. We're going to be looking at some potential targets here using the Fibonacci retracement here. We have come quite a way here with this, with some key targets around 863, and of course that $1,000 limit with that move here. Again, that's only $300 away, right? That's funny saying that out loud, right? It's only $300 away. Tesla could do it, right? They just got to do this, and that. The Cybertruck's going to bring it at least to $1,000, and if they add the robo-taxi stuff, that's going to bring it to $2,000. Like, I don't like to predict the prices here. I like to follow trends, and this trend is still continuing higher, and looking for potentially to add in if we get a pullback and some opportunities in them over if it's some bad earnings or whatsoever, to kind of be really well in tune with the stock, which I have been, and really just following it to the T. It's been a fantastic trend this year. It's been absolutely amazing and giving back a lot of cheddar into my pocket. And I know a lot of folks, you out there as well. Again, guys, thank you for coming by. And don't forget to check out the links down below. We have the Discord. We have the Tastyworks affiliate link if you're interested in that. And I set up an Amazon storefront where I'm going to be posting some books that I'm reading, that I have read, that are some good for chart analysis to option stuff, just kind of giving some beginner overviews. You can go and check that down in the description below as well. All right, guys, thank you, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.